All right, welcome in. We are going to be covering Ravens training camp from here in the home office. The reason why it was a hectic day yesterday going from BWI to Ravens to Commanders to DCA back here. And so didn't have the time to do it on site the way we've done a lot of these, but we will get your 5 takeaways right here, right now from the hours that I spent with the Baltimore Ravens. The first takeaway I have from their camp: this is a very determined group. It is a very focused group. It is a group that's working with great urgency. They feel like their time is now. Over the last 7 years, and the 7 years that Lamar Jackson has been there, they've made the playoffs 6 times. They've won the division 4 times. They've been the number 1 seed twice. And so for the core group of guys like Jackson, Derrick Henry, Roquan Smith, Tyler Linderbaum, Ronnie Stanley, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, the time is very much now, and they feel like they've got the team to do it. And because of the focus and the intensity that they've brought to this summer, they've had a really, really strong training camp. Of course, things can happen early in the season to change where a team's at, but they feel great about where they are going in. And I would say this is a team that doesn't just have the types of players to put it over the top, it has the types of people to put it over the top. Takeaway number 2, if there's a strength in the roster, and there are a lot of them, but if there's one overriding strength, it would be the secondary. They got 5 first-round picks in their starting lineup back there. Malachi Starks joins the team alongside Kyle Hamilton at safety. And then you have Jair Alexander coming over from Green Bay, joining Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey at corner. And not just are these guys really talented players, in the veterans' cases, really accomplished players, they also fit together in a way that really is ideal. And Malachi Starks comes in high football IQ, physical player, ability to cover, versatile, should allow you to do whatever you want with Kyle Hamilton. And the defense stabilized last year when they moved Hamilton back to free safety, but that doesn't mean they won't want to move him around more this year. Starks gives them the flexibility to do that. And then bringing in Alexander and having Wiggins in year 2 at the outside corner spots frees you up to play Marlon Humphrey more consistently inside where he's at his best. So the way the whole thing is put together is well conceived, and the versatility of the group and the talent of the group should allow second-year defensive coordinator Zach Gore to have more flexibility across the board in the way he deploys his secondary, in the way he rushes the passer. Just a really, really strong group, maybe the best secondary in all of football. Takeaway number 3, there are a couple of young skill players that have emerged in a crowded group, and there are a lot of mouths to feed if you're Lamar Jackson here, and having guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Zay Flowers, and Rashad Bateman at receiver, Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews at tight end. In the backfield, you have Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. But there are 2 young guys who have a chance to break into that group. One is Keaton Mitchell, young running back, been banged up his first couple of years in the league, but can bring a real home run threat to the offense. And then the other is Tez Walker, who showed plenty of potential last year as a downfield weapon. That's what he was coming out of North Carolina. He's become a more complete player in year 2. Better route runner now, stronger. He's getting off press better. And so that should allow them to use him more. So again, how many touches are available right now? Not many, based on the depth and balance of the Ravens skill spots. But I think they're going to find a way to incorporate Mitchell and Walker if they keep going the way that they've already gone. The defensive front's another area where you've got a couple of young ascending guys that have really stood out. One is Travis Jones, who was playing great at the beginning of last year, got a little nicked up, but he's eliciting some Haloti Ngata comparisons in the sort of summer that he's had. Just a big, physical, 350-pound nose tackle who is very hard to move for obvious reasons, but also can bring you value in the passing game. Putting him next to Nnamdi Madubuike, they've got a really, really strong interior, that defensive front. And then on the edge, Mike Green, their second-round pick, has brought them some juice off the edge and some ability off the edge that maybe they haven't quite had. As good as Kyle Van Noy's been, as promising as some of the other young players have been that they've had there over the last few years, Green may be able to bring a little bit of a different element. And he's been better against the run than they thought. and is bringing more special teams value than they thought. So they view him as a real 4-down player. So you look at the front now with Matabuke and Jones on the inside, and then Green and Van Noy on the outside with some depth behind them. And again, this is another group that looks like it's coming together as other spots in the team are coming together. Finally, takeaway number 5, a lot of this is going to come back to Lamar. There's no question that there's going to be pressure on Lamar going into this year. Got 2 MVPs in the books, had a 3rd MVP-worthy season last year. And so where has he changed? Where has he evolved? So I'd say there are 2 things. Number 1, he's become more vocal and demanding of his teammates, and he's never going to be the taskmaster out there, but he's really taking even more ownership of the team now and pushing his teammates along. So that's one thing that has been very apparent for the Ravens coaches at camp. And the second thing is he's gotten better in the drop back game, and that's getting through his progressions faster. That's improved accuracy, and really, like, he's worked to become a more complete quarterback. And if he becomes as lethal in the drop back game as he is in other areas, which he's already good in the drop back game, man, he's going to be tough to stop. And it's sort of indicative, again, of where this team is, where the roster is. Feels like it's all coming together at once. If you want to know where they're at, like, the biggest issue they have right now is probably depth on the offensive line, which is an issue everyone has. And they feel the loss of Patrick McCarry a little bit there. It's a very versatile player. It was a great luxury to have over the last few years. So depth on the offensive line is a concern. Other than that, it seems like they're pretty good everywhere. They're a very real Super Bowl contender. Appreciate you guys coming out, checking out all of our training camp videos. I believe that we may be in New York at the beginning of next week, but we got 25 camps down and a few more to go. See you guys later.